Welcome to my final thoughts. I wanted this DVD to be just a nice refresher, a summary, something to bring it all together from an ear perspective, not necessarily sitting there and picking out notes, because you can do that on your own, having your spouse play major chords, or you can get our Hear and Play Pitch software, which if you're a member of the Gospel Music Training Center, we give it away for free. Go to your My Account, and you can sit there. It has 800 exercises. It will grill you on major, minor, dominant, diminished, intervals, everything you want. You can stay there for weeks, months on end, years, getting and mastering all those lessons. So I encourage you to do that. But this was just a way to look at, okay, at the end of the day, what does this all lead to? You got tones, you got them numbered, and you have relationships and intervals in your head. I know we covered it more like the 1 going to the 6, but for some of your intervallically kind of people that like to think of it as a minor third, you can do that too. I think that's harder to think of the 1 going to the 6 or down to the 6 a minor third, because then you got to think of it going up to the 6 as a major 6. You know, those are inverses. I don't want to think all that. The numbers just makes it one thing to think about. Whether you're going up or down, the pitch is still the same. You know, I can go from C up to A or C down to A, and at the end of the day, it's that relationship that I hear, that total package is a 1 to 6 progression, no matter if it's a high bass or a low bass, you know? That's kind of what you're getting good at. So what I would do is take all the songs you know and just listen as you play just the bass notes, key in on the numbers. That's one thing. If you don't have numbers going on in your head, then you kind of miss the boat. When you're playing songs, you should be thinking 1, 3, 6. And as you just talk those numbers to yourself as you play it, I believe there's this connection that happens under the hood that allows you to connect the sound with what you know to be true. You know, it's kind of the ear meeting the mind. You know what it is, and every time you play it, you rehearse it. So it's not B flat going to E flat. That's how people do when they don't know any better. When somebody just teaches them some chords and stuff, they're still playing it where they don't know the big picture. They're just playing a B flat chord going to E flat chord. Tell them to take it out of that key, they don't know. When you get to the point where you're playing numbers, and then you know how those numbers sound, now you've taken it to a whole nother level, because you can take those same numbers anywhere and feel like you know what you're doing. And most importantly, that you don't have to be in the key of C or hear a song in the key of C to know what's going on. You can hear a song and not know what key it is, you know, not even care what key it is when you listen to it, but knowing that you know what the numbers are doing. And that way, right when you get to the piano, you can find the key really quickly and apply the numbers. And that's what this system is about. And then once you apply the numbers, you find the chords. You know, there are certain chords that work naturally, as we learn, the diatonic chords. But then there's some other chords you have to substitute. But when you do that, you'll know the substitute is just plain as day. Usually you'll hear dominant bluesy instead of minor, solemn, serious. You'll hear major instead of minor. You'll hear minor instead of major. You know, you'll hear the differences. You'll hear when you're using a tone of the scale a different way, like when we flip the 5th tone of the scale, which normally provides a cadence for us. It provides an ending, a pattern that we're used to. We can hear that difference, you know. We can hear when we're using it as a minor chord and when we temporarily move to a new key. So those are some of the things we covered. Then we ended with passing chords. You know, there's certain chords that are not from the scale. We borrowed them from minor keys and other keys, but they're important too because they provide that variety. So we covered the flat 2, the flat 3, the flat 5, the flat 6, the flat 7. Pretty much everything that isn't a part of the diatonic scale. And you saw some common things and what to listen for. And lastly, the cadences. That's what ends your song. That's what tells the audience to start clapping or not to start clapping. And if you think about it, if an audience knows when to clap, they know the difference between an authentic and an imperfect cadence. They don't clap, they don't dare clap at an imperfect cadence because it doesn't feel perfect. It doesn't feel like it's really ending. So they know when to clap. We ought to know that. All right, that's hanging out at the 5. What kind of 5? I need to take it to my piano and do some trial and error. If my ear is good, I already know, oh, that's a suspended 5. That's a dominant 5. You know, versus the other cadences that, you know, think we're coming home. They trick us. They deceive us. The deceptive cadence, but we move to other tones. And then, of course, the amen. And that's the cadence I'm going to leave you with, the amen cadence. We do it at the end of church. We do it in the benediction. And I'll benedict this course by saying, Hey, man. And that's just a joke. But at the end of the day, and on behalf of the Hear and Play team, Jonathan Powell, my co-instructor, and myself, I hope you have enjoyed the Ear Elevator series as a review and just some further things to think about. And I hope you've enjoyed the musician transformation as a whole. Fundamental Factory, Chord County, Pattern Paradise, Song Station, and this Ear Elevator. I hope it's been a tool. I hope it's been an avenue, a connector to some musical possibilities that you didn't know before, and helps you to take your playing to the next level. So if you've listened this far and you've watched them in order, you're definitely on the right track. Go back, review the material, and it'll be well worth it. Your playing will never be the same. So I'm Jermaine Griggs, signing out, and as I always say, you know it, if you can hear it, you can play it.